And last but not least,
Right.
okay, you will talk about Wolfman.
Wolfman. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfman, right? Yeah, I was going to see it, right? I
Right.
remember the first trailer dropping a few months back, right? It didn't like it dropped like probably around November, I think it was, right? And I genuinely was intrigued by it, right? I
Right.
actually thought that that first trailer was really, really solid, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the reference to the thing, with the title.
Yep.
That was cool. I was like, yeah, I fuck with that. I fuck with that. That cool. Yeah. But also what catch me too, it's from Lee Whannell, right? Who did the reboot of who did the Invisible Man back in, I think it was 2020, I believe it was, right? Yes, it was. I think that was one of the last shows I saw theatrically before, yep, lockdowns, right? Yes, that was one of the
Right.
last shows I saw before the first lockdown took place, right? I remember enjoying that, right? I was not in absolute love with it, but I enjoyed it. It got some, it was just for me, what really caught me with that show is just where it went. I did not expect the directions that that story went into. I just thought it was just invisible guy, just being a creep, right? I thought it was just that, right? But I didn't know it was gonna go all these different directions and it actually worked, right?
Right.
But I just thought, oh, that's it. We're not gonna do the Dark Universe thing, but okay,
Right.
here we are. We actually like somebody actually is serious about doing the Dark Universe. And what we mean, folks, is that you're taking the classic Universal monsters and giving them like putting them in modern context and giving them their own films, right? So yes, just like the Invisible Man from the early 40s, yes, we get Wolfman, which is literally a reboot of the 1941 film, right?
Right.
Which, by the way, I think it was back in 2020 or 2021. Yes, well, you weren't there, Ricardo, but it was myself, Alicia, Summer, Julian, and Cece. Yeah, we well at a point in time, right? As a wrap up, right? I forget which YouTube channel, but it's associated with Universal, right? They actually like put out, I think it's for about a week or a month or something. So they put out those old movies, right,
Right.
on
Right.
YouTube.
Right.
So
Right.
what for free. And yeah, we just ran through all of them and we did well, I think it was like 6 or 8 of them, right? And yeah, we ran through all of them and we just like did retrospect reviews on all of them. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, right? But yeah, even back then I didn't think that we was gonna get this, right? Wolfman, right? I mean, yes, there was the 2010 Wolfman with Benicio
Right.
del
Right.
Toro, which I
Like,
never
which was
saw.
okay.
Okay, I heard it was okay, but not really worth checking out to see, right? But yeah, I just didn't think this movie would have come out, right? But it did, right? And I was planning to go and see it, right? But the moment it came out, right, I started hearing mixed reviews, and the just the few reviews that I saw, they was pretty much saying the same thing. I was like, you know what? Now I'm gonna just go and watch one of these, right? I'll hold off on this. I literally will hold
Yeah.
off.
If
But
I have to pick, if you have to pick one, yes, that kind of spoilers already. If you have to pick one, pick one of them. These.
yeah, what it is, right? Yeah, what possessed you to see that? I knew you
No,
look.
I was excited for this because of yes, Invisible Man, right? It's the same like universe and same continuity of that, right? Or at least in spirit, right? So I was like, oh well, we getting more of this, great. And then we do get more of this. Like, well, let us like talk about it itself, right? So it is a prequel. Didn't know this was in the 90s. With that, this the start of any past, and then like roughly around now, it comes back to the story now, and then it goes with this conceit of this. Well, what going on with these creatures? Just something vanished. The person gone vanished, gone missing, and now it's just a drama with respect to like these monsters going in the world, and we're not sure what these things are. And well, eventually they go to this they have to go to a thing with the cabin, and the oh gosh, I forget the character's name. Blake, I think. Right. He with his daughter, and he exchange kind of estranged from his dad, and he with his wife, and there's a whole struggling thing. And then they go up to this cabin. They have a moving thing. This when things kind of get kind of weird and conceited. But basically, yeah, Blake get scratched from something, no? And you're really sure what it is, and we think that basically slowly but surely he's going to get infected over the period of the movie, and that is where all the drama lies into of him. Well, effectively he becoming the Wolfman, and they make it work in terms of like he they do it from his perspective of him making sense of the world, but now he losing his cognition because he basically turned into a dog, and they do that really well, like in terms of like his conceit of it, and then the where they went with it in the ending is pretty good. Like the dark conceit of it and how rough it gets for her. Well, the main one of the characters, she have to make a big decision with her and her daughter, and she have to make a big decision involving Blake. That's all you need to know. And it's really, really sad and unfortunate stuff. But it works in terms of the conceit of it. And the one horrible flaw that pulls down the whole thing is the god awful pacing. My god, the pacing in this is so slow and so bad. If
So I've
this
heard.
was
Yep. Hmm.
if this was I don't know, boy, if it was like, I want to say like 10, maybe 20 minutes less, 15 minutes less, 15 to 20 minutes less, this would have worked so much better. Like they had to get the runtime above 100 minutes or some dread. And that is the problem with this dread. So if this was shorter, it'd be so much better if it had paced better. But that's the problem with this. Just it too slow. They just have to fill up time. It is a typical like Blumhouse, um, you know, yeah, they just get plays that dark and it just had to spill, and it's just so slow and sad, unfortunate, and that is the problem with this. It could if this was if this was shorter, because when it started to get rough and when it started to get serious, it's good. It's good scenes. It's not like blowing my way like a big man. So this goofy shit don't scare me. But it's good stuff. It reasonably well paced and so on. So, but this, Invisible Man, this is not like Invisible Man was so much better than this in terms of being the creepiness, and I think that was the problem with this. It also didn't tie into the factor because usually you need some kind of subtext or some kind of social commentary or something like that to add into this, and I didn't really get that with this. Like it's just him, like the subtext is well him being an angry person and that he could just trip off at any time kind of thing, but not really because he actually infected. And I felt if they play with that a little smarter, that might have worked, but it didn't work for me. And I just wish if this could have been either shorter or, for lack of a better term, smarter, because it was just way too slow and then just doing a lot of nothing. And then on top of that, it needs to do a lot of contrivances to get from point A to point B. I like, well, I usually could accept contrivances, that's fine. But this didn't work for me. And on top of that, I was not kind of needed a couple stacks for this to enjoy it a little more. But that was just me for this shred. Yeah, it was shockingly frustrating because they couldn't make it work as it is. But it's a shame. It's a damn shame. I don't know. I can't blame you for skipping it. Like it don't work. And now this universe now kind of done now, right? Because now I kind of don't really give a shit about anything else going forward. Like with Invisible Man and what it did with that and how it ended. Because it had a pretty controversial ending. Uh, I was like, all right, you could do something interesting with this. With
Hmm.
this, nothing. Don't really care. I have so many movies that do this better, and you know other kind of horror movies that do this better, in especially in the same kind of context. Like was the movie the Papa Ball movie, like that do this similar idea but way better in terms of like we not seeing the monster, then we get to see the monster and it looked good. This was like underwhelming.
Wait, wait.
Like
Oh gosh, was that the movie with the lamb?
the
Lamb, I
lamb,
think the
yeah,
name of
lamb,
it. Yeah,
lamb,
lamb. Yeah.
lamb, right? Like this kind of like lamb a little bit, but like that do that so much better because you're not seeing what's going on, and then eventually things come about. Is that like but this this fall flat for me, dude. It real fall completely flat is a real damn shame. um I really wish this was better, but it's good. It had alright tension where it was working, and I really annoyed that they just could not like just either make it smarter to fill up the time so I could like be invested in what's going on, or just make it shorter, right? One or the other. But like they just do the Blumhouse fill up the time bullshit, and it didn't work. Uh Rating, yeah, I want to give this like a 5 out of 10. Like I really wanted this to be good, and I was hoping for it, and it just wasn't. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's
So so
unfortunate.
so this is like the first noble failure for the year, right? You
But
could
I
say.
can't call it. I can't just call it that because it have nothing. It was striving towards that could have been better. Like it was. I just wanted it to be good, and it just wasn't. So it's just a failure. Nothing really noble about it. It just fall flat. And it's just a damn shame that they could have just do more with this now. Now, and especially could only hype us that, oh, this is in the same supposedly same continuity as the Invisible Man, and especially
Yeah.
it's the same director. So and he was good. I thought that movie was really solid. But I don't know, just a lot of the steam and energy just lost with this director, Jed. I don't know because the direction wasn't particularly special either. No. But it had some good
Oh wow.
shots and good moments and thing in it, no. But like it just he just like he couldn't fill up a film, Jared, and he just pad it out, Jared, and
Hmm.
that's that would feel like, Jared. Uh that's me. I don't know.
Oh well. What you gonna do?
It's
This?
actually
What you gonna
yeah.
do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do recommend skipping this. You could really skip this. You don't need to see it because it really feel pointless now. Especially with you know supposedly being part of our world. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the weird thing, though, because you could say, "Oh, it's actually not part of Dark Universe, no," but
Right, which is fine.
you know,
But why call it Wolfman then?
yeah, just
Yeah,
seeing, just
yeah,
seeing, yeah.
yeah. So that's me.
All
I
right,
really wanted to like this shirt, but I don't know, boy. Moving on.
yeah, moving on, moving on.
Yeah.